Hey everyone, in today's video I want to show you some new products that my friend James Lee has made. James Lee is the founder of this company called Arkademie, which makes leather products, and some of the leather products are actually leather bound sketchbooks. I want to show you these products because the quality is fantastic. Here we have the Heritage line of sketchbooks, and this is the Somerset series of sketchbooks. We'll take a look at this first. This is a new size. This is A6 landscape format. This is also available in portrait format. Now, I have reviewed this sketchbook last year, and maybe let me just show you the one that I used last year so they can get a sense of the quality. So the cover is buffalo hide leather. It's quite tough. It's very hard, so it provides good backing for the watercolor paper that's inside. And the paper that is used is actually Fabriano Rosa Spina paper. The paper is off-white, 220 GSM with 60% cotton content. The paper texture is considered cold press, but it's more like fine grain. So the texture is not as pronounced compared to other cold press paper, but you can get lovely textures, lovely granulation on it. So the paper is able to handle watercolor really well. Now there is this strap here that straps the cover of the book so that you can keep the covers closed. And for the large sketchbook, which is currently only available in landscape format, they have this pen holder here, but for the new size, it's just the strap. This paper is able to handle wet on wet techniques really well, so you can blend colors into each other or one another very easily. So this soft color blending is the type of wet on wet effect that you can only see with high quality watercolor paper. The largest sketchbook in the Heritage series is the A5, and it's currently only available in landscape format. The new size is available in landscape as well as in portrait. And now let's look at the new size. So this is A6, more portable, but of course it's going to be smaller. Let me remove the paper first. By the way, the sketchbook is designed and handmade here in Singapore. The supplies are of course imported from overseas, like the Fabriano paper from Italy. The smaller sketchbook also uses buffalo hide leather cover, and this is extremely durable. This sketchbook has been in and out of my bag many times, and there is no wear and tear. There are some scratches on the leather, but that's with normal leather use, but overall extremely durable. Definitely more durable compared to those canvas hardcovers. The binding has also improved. I actually have a review for this sketchbook that I have completed, and I talk a little bit about the binding, which could be an issue. With the new sketchbook, the binding has improved because they have used the signature. A signature in book binding term is basically pieces of paper that are folded together and then they are placed side by side like this before they are bound to the covers. With the new binding, the cover is now connected to the signature directly. With the previous binding, they actually pasted a piece of paper here to connect it with the signature here. So there are some issues with the area here. When you open and close it several times, this part becomes a bit weaker. But this time around, since this is part of the signature here, this should be more durable. The smaller sketchbook also has decked edges on the sides, this time all three sides. There is no pen holder here because a typical pen would be longer than the shorter side. For the portrait format, there is also no pen holder. Alright, let's take a look at the other sketchbook, the one from the Somerset series. This sketchbook is available in different sizes and format. The one that I have here, this is the largest one, the Imperial Super Octavo format, 21 centimeters by 28. Compared to an A5 sketchbook, it's almost twice the size. So the smaller size for this would be B5. This is the B5 sketchbook that I have. This is actually from another brand, so it's slightly smaller. And then they have the A5, which is about half the size of this. So let's see what makes these sketchbooks so expensive. So we have the buffalo cover again. very smooth, and this is actually very thick. This is almost 2 or 3 millimeter, by the way. The pages here, they are cut straight. Here's a closer look at the leather and the grain. So the corners here, they are rounded off, and the pages inside rounded off as well. Even though this sketchbook is quite big, it's actually not that heavy for this size. There are 46 pages here versus the 54 pages in the Heritage series. One elastic band on the side. Personally, I don't like the elastic band because they lose their elasticity pretty quickly. They look nice, but not that functional in the long run. I always cut them off after a year because they become very loose and doesn't look very nice. When I look at leather products, the first thing that comes to my mind is, will they be attacked by mold? For some reason, this sketchbook, which I have had for more than a year, there are no signs of mold attack. I'm not sure how the sketchbook was treated, but this is fantastic. Some blemishes here, scratches, but overall, no signs of mold attack, fingers crossed. So hopefully that will be the same here. Now the paper is 220 GSM Saunders Waterford paper. This paper is slightly off-white. Compared to the Fabriano Rosa Spina paper, you can see how much creamier this is. And this is the Daler Rowney watercolor paper, which is, I would say, considered bright white. So the Saunders Waterford is considered slightly warmer compared to white paper. The binding looks good enough. So the signature is also attached directly to the cover, and the cover, even though this is leather, it's actually quite hard. I mean, it's flexible, but it's still quite hard. It's good enough for support. And the sketchbook can open up wide like this. As you use it more often, it's going to be more flexible and you can open it even flatter. The paper quality is fantastic. 200 GSM, 100% cotton content. So this can handle wet on wet techniques really well. The texture is cold press. Now this paper, I would consider it to be quite dry. So you have to use a lot of water when you're painting, which is good for wet on wet, but it would take a longer time for the paper to dry. So on some pages, you can see the Saunders Waterford imprint on the paper. So there's the imprint here at the corner, and on the back, only a few pages have it. The paper is quite thick, so buckling is probably not going to be an issue. By the way, there is this leather ribbon here. Anyway, if the paper buckles, you can just use clips to clip down the covers to flatten out the pages, so not really an issue. I'm going to test this out, the sketchbook, thoroughly before I give you a full detailed review, but I mean, Saunders Waterford paper, the quality is there, and the leather cover, I've used the earlier sketchbook before, so I know that this is going to be good. I'm going to put out detailed reviews for this as well as for this after I have filled up the sketchbooks. I don't want to review them after using a few pages because some issues, they don't come up after a few months. For example, binding issues or the quality, durability of the cover. Those things you won't know after you use the sketchbooks for a few months. The last product I want to show you is this notebook or sketchbook sleeve. Once again, full leather on the front and back. Buffalo hide leather, very thick. By the way, if you want to contact James Lee, you can contact him via email. This is his website and email address. What I like about this is very practical and you can use this with your other sketchbooks. Now this is only available in A5 portrait. If you want the landscape, you have to ask James to customize it for you. I will definitely get one ordered for myself because I have a lot of landscape sketchbooks. Now this is a very typical A5 size Moleskine sketchbook, 5 inches by 8¼ inches, and it can fit into this sketchbook. This is of course not portrait, so I cannot slide it in for you, but you can see that the size, it definitely can fit into this sketchbook. There's a little space here. So this is a bit smaller, slightly smaller compared to this notebook sleeve. This is the Germany-made Hahnemühle watercolor album. This is also landscape, so I cannot slot it in for you, but I can show you whether or not it can fit in this notebook sleeve. And it fits very nicely. Yep, it fits very nicely, almost perfectly. I think this is the perfect size for this notebook sleeve. We also have the Leda Art Supply journal or sketchbook. So this is quite a thick sketchbook. Now, the reason why you may want to put a sketchbook in a sleeve like this is because the covers of some of these sketchbooks may not be as durable compared to leather. So if you take the sketchbook in and out of your bag, there will be wear and tear if you do it a lot of times. And I mean, with a leather sketchbook, it's going to be way more durable. I have some of my sketchbooks, have torn or exposed edges here. So this is something that I will definitely get for myself. So with the Leda Art Supply, you can just slot it in like this. And the other side, let me just move the elastic band out of the way. So you can slot it in really easily and it fits perfectly. And if you want to, you can use this sleeve here at the back or in front here as a pocket as well. Very, very practical. This is the Stillman & Birn soft cover portrait sketchbook. So it can fit very nicely too. This is actually drawn on the last page, on the last cover. So if you are going to put it like this into the notebook sleeve, then you may have to take out your sketchbook to draw if you want to draw on the cover. Fits perfectly as well. The A5 Portrait hardcover sketchbook from Stillman & Birn unfortunately is not able to fit into the sleeve here. This cover that I mentioned here, it's a bit too big for the sleeve. This is the cloth-bound hardcover watercolor journal from Global Art Materials. This is landscape, A5 size, thereabouts. The portrait format should be around the same size and this can fit as well. So these are the products that I wanted to show you today. The quality is very high and the pricing is also on the high side. You can check out the prices at the website arkademie.com. The link will be in the video description below. They sell a lot of other paper products and leather products as well. Currently they are having a 20% promotion that runs until the 12th of December, so you may want to take advantage of that promotion. The prices here are not inclusive of shipping. I will try to find the shipping cost and put those information in the video description below as well. So that's all for my video today. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. If you want to inquire about the products, you can email James Lee directly. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!